Retirement. It's supposed to be the golden chapter of life, right? You've worked hard for decades and now you finally get to relax. But here's the catch. A lot of retirees discover retirement isn't the dream they pictured. In fact, many of the biggest mistakes start years before retirement and carry right into it. Today, we're breaking down the 10 most common mistakes people make before and during retirement that can leave them unhappy. And of course, how you can avoid them. So let's start with the big one, identity, right? Imagine John, a successful engineer. For 40 years, every introduction went the same. Hi, I'm John. I'm an engineer. Then he retires. Suddenly, that identity is gone. And you know what? He feels lost. You know, this is so common. People wrap their entire identity around their career. And when the job disappears, so does their sense of worth. That's when depression and anxiety can creep in. The trick is to start building an identity outside of work before you retire. Be a mentor, be a volunteer, be a musician, be a gardener. You're not just your job title, you're so much more than that. Mistake number 2 is thinking retirement is just a giant permanent vacation. Picture Mary. She spends 30 years telling herself, once I retire, I'll finally get to do nothing. Retirement day comes, and for a month, it's amazing. But then she starts to get bored and restless and even anxious. Retirement isn't a finish line, it's a transition. If you go into it thinking it's all hammocks and beach chairs, you're going to be disappointed. The happiest retirees treat it like a new beginning. They create structure, set new goals, and fill their days with meaning. Mistake 3 is losing your social circle. This often starts even before retirement. While working, people let old friendships slip because, well, I'm just too busy, I can't get to that. Then after retirement, the only social circle they had, coworkers, is gone. The result is isolation. And we know that strong social connections are one of the best predictors of happiness and health in retirement. If you want to thrive, start building friendships before retirement. Join clubs, volunteer, reconnect with old friends, but don't wait until you're already feeling lonely. Number 4 might be the most obvious, but also the most ignored. Here's the pattern. Somebody spends their 50s and 60s eating poorly, skipping exercise, telling themselves, I'll get healthy once I retire. Then retirement arrives, and they're already facing high blood pressure, low energy, and aches that limit what they can do. The truth is, good health is the foundation of a happy retirement. Without it, you can't enjoy travel or hobbies or even simple moments with the family. Start building healthy habits before retirement. Walking, swimming, stretching, eating better. Your future self will thank you. Mistake 5 hits close to home for a lot of couples, not having the tough conversations. Picture this. One spouse dreams of traveling the world. The other wants quiet mornings at home. Retirement hits, and suddenly they're clashing daily. Why? Because they never talked about their expectations. Experts say the happiest couples in retirement are the ones who start communicating before it begins. Talk about money, schedules, chores, personal space, and shared dreams. Retirement can bring couples closer, but only if they're honest and aligned and willing to talk. I'd like to take a moment of your time to ask you to please like, share, and subscribe to help us grow the channel. By growing the channel, it will allow us to bring you more quality content like you're watching now. Number 6, refusing therapy. Too many people grew up believing therapy is a weakness. So when retirement triggers loneliness, depression, or anxiety, they suffer in silence. Here's the reality. 1 in 5 older adults face mental health struggles, but most never get help. Therapy isn't about weakness, it's about tools. Tools for coping, for communicating, for rediscovering purpose. The retirees who break the stigma and seek help often say, I wish I'd done this years ago. Mistake 7 is giving up on learning. You know, a lot of people stop challenging themselves years before retirement. They just sort of think school is for the young. But honestly, our brains need stimulation at every age. Learning new skills actually boosts memory, helps your mood, and even supports brain health. The happiest retirees, in my experience, are lifelong learners. They take classes, pick up a new instrument, explore some history, or even dive into new technology. And it's really not about grades. It's about keeping your curiosity alive and continuing to grow. Mistake 8 is having no hobbies. This one's huge. If all you've ever done is work, retirement can feel like, well, falling off a cliff. You wake up and realize you have nothing else that excites you. Hobbies aren't just time fillers. They provide joy, purpose, and even social connection. Studies have shown that they increase resilience, creativity, and overall well-being. Mistake 9 is ignoring how your relationship with your kids changes. Here's the problem. Some retirees try to parent their adult kids the same way they did when the kids were teens. I know my wife and I did. They give too much advice, criticize too much, or meddle with how the grandkids are raised. And guess what? It backfires. Overstepping boundaries can push your kids away. The better approach is to shift into a supportive role and be present, be helpful when asked, and respect their independence. And that balance keeps relationships warm and rewarding. And finally, mistake 10, thinking money fixes all problems. For decades, people say, if I just had enough money, I'd be happy in retirement. But here's what research shows. Beyond meeting your needs, more money doesn't significantly increase happiness. I've seen wealthy retirees who are miserable, lonely, bored, or unhealthy because money can't buy friendship or purpose or health. True retirement happiness comes from balanced relationships, health, and meaning. So there you have it. The 10 mistakes people make before and during retirement that can lead to unhappiness. The good news is they're all preventable. Don't wait until retirement to figure this out. Start now. Nurture friendships, build hobbies, protect your health, and plan with your partner. Retirement can be your best chapter of life if you lay the foundation early. Thanks for joining us. If this helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share your own retirement insights in the comments. Until next time, stay healthy, stay connected, and remember, less is the new retired.